Admiral James Morgan stood on the bridge of the EDF Intrepid, Earth's newest flagship. The view screen displayed the vast Imperial Armada positioned at the edge of the solar system. 6 months ago, the Galactic Empire had arrived with their ultimatum. Earth would provide annual tribute or face annihilation. Admiral, incoming transmission from the Imperial command vessel, Lieutenant Davis reported, her voice steady despite the tension. On screen, Morgan ordered, squaring his shoulders. The alien commander appeared, tall and angular with pale blue skin. High Overseer Vex of the Galactic Empire regarded Morgan with cold eyes. "Human, your time has expired. Where is your tribute?" Morgan's expression remained impassive. "We have a message from Earth's United Council." He nodded to Davis, who transmitted the response. A single phrase in plain text. "Earth declines. We declare total war." Vex's features contorted in what might have been amusement. "You primitives barely understand interstellar travel. The Empire spans 10,000 worlds. Your defiance is noted, but meaningless." The transmission ended abruptly. Colonel Thomas stood beside Morgan. "They're moving into attack formation." Morgan nodded. "Execute Operation Hornet's Nest." The Imperial forces had expected an easy victory, perhaps token resistance before Earth surrendered. They had conquered countless civilizations this way. Most species valued survival above all else. What they hadn't counted on was humanity's particular evolutionary path. On Earth, cooperation and innovation had developed alongside an unparalleled capacity for warfare. Humans didn't just fight for survival, they fought with ingenuity, adaptability, and terrifying resolve. When the Empire demanded tribute, Earth's nations had united overnight. Ancient enemies became steadfast allies. Global industries retooled for war production. Scientists and engineers worked around the clock. Reverse engineering captured alien technology. The Imperial fleet advanced toward Earth, expecting to encounter primitive spacecraft. Instead, they found a carefully constructed web of defenses. The first surprise came when seemingly harmless communications satellites suddenly emitted electromagnetic pulses, disabling the electronic systems of 3 Imperial cruisers. The second surprise was the swarm of thousands of small, agile Earth fighters that emerged from hidden bases on the Moon and Mars. These weren't the direct confrontation tactics the Empire expected. Each Earth vessel carried experimental weapons designed specifically to exploit weaknesses in Imperial technology that Earth's scientists had identified during the 6-month preparation period. "They're deploying the gravity disruptors," reported Lieutenant Davis, just as predicted. Morgan watched as the massive Imperial weapons began powering up. "Activate Project Prometheus." Throughout the solar system, hidden installations activated, creating a subspace field that scattered the gravity weapons' energy. Vex's voice crackled over the emergency channel. "Impossible. You cannot possess this technology." Morgan didn't respond. The battle plan moved to Phase 2. Deep within Earth's oceans, dormant facilities awakened. In underground bunkers, soldiers entered cybernetic battlesuits. From asteroid mining operations, converted mass drivers aimed at precise coordinates. Humanity had learned from studying the Imperial technology that the aliens relied heavily on centralized command structures. Their hierarchy was their weakness. "Target their command vessels," Morgan ordered. "Execute simultaneous strikes." Earth's forces didn't fight like any species the Empire had encountered. They didn't retreat when outgunned. They changed tactics. They didn't surrender when surrounded. They found ways to turn encirclement into opportunity. The Imperial commanders couldn't understand why humans would send soldiers on suicide missions to plant explosive devices directly on enemy ships. They couldn't comprehend why Earth's leaders would sacrifice entire squadrons to disable a single critical enemy vessel. When Morgan's flagship was critically damaged, he transferred command and ordered his crew to set collision course with the Imperial flagship. "Tell Earth we've identified their shield frequency," were his final words before impact. On Earth, Director Wilson received the transmission in the War Council chamber. "Admiral Morgan's sacrifice wasn't in vain," she announced to the grim-faced leaders. "We can penetrate their shields." General Roberts nodded. "Launch the orbital platforms around Earth. Concealed platforms revealed themselves, targeting the Imperial fleet with weapons designed during the frantic months of preparation. The shields that had protected the Empire for centuries failed against Earth's desperate innovations. 3 days later, High Overseer Vex found himself in an unprecedented position, aboard his damaged vessel contemplating retreat. "Commander," his second reported, "we've lost 60% of our fleet. The humans are deploying new weapons we've never encountered." "Impossible," Vex hissed. "They were primitives. Intelligence suggests they'd converted their entire civilization to war production. They're using our own technology against us, modified in ways our engineers don't understand." Another explosion rocked the ship. "That humans have transmitted a message," communications officer reported. On screen appeared an elderly human woman in formal attire, Earth's Secretary General. "This is only the beginning," she stated simply. "We will not confine this war to our solar system. Earth forces are already en route to Imperial worlds. We don't seek surrender. We seek your complete withdrawal from this galaxy. You demanded tribute. Instead, we offer total war." The Imperial retreat was called a strategic redeployment in official communications. In reality, it was the first defeat the Empire had suffered in a millennium. As Earth's forces regrouped, Director Wilson walked through a hospital where wounded soldiers recovered. She stopped at the bed of a young lieutenant. "Was it worth it?" the injured soldier asked. Wilson considered the question. Earth had survived, but at tremendous cost. Cities lay in ruins from orbital bombardment. Millions had perished. The Empire believed we would choose subservience over conflict. She finally answered. "They didn't understand that humans don't just fight wars. We revolutionize warfare itself unthreatened. They expected tribute. We gave them a lesson instead." Outside the hospital window, construction crews rebuilt the damaged skyline as Earth prepared for the next phase of the war. The message had been sent across the galaxy. Humanity would not be subjugated. The Empire had required tribute. Earth had declared total war, and the galaxy would never be the same.